Looking at what Chinese do once they retire, one would think that the word retirement was also manufactured in China. This is Comfort for Life, and I bring to you a compilation of TikTok and Xiaohoshi videos for educational purposes. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and to my returning viewers, I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. After watching this video, you will then realize why Chinese work so hard when they're younger. If this is what it takes to enjoy retirement, then why not work hard when you're younger? So this is what you're going to look at in this video. Retirement in China. Exciting retirement I've ever seen. I've interacted with people who have told me that the only fear they have is to grow old, not death, but just being.
To the left of retired seniors in China, the retirement here is not about slowing down. The left of retirement seniors are determined by their source and the customs of region, also the family incomes. Today, I'm going to show you what's the life like of retired people in China. Let's go! Every morning, you will find groups of seniors in parks practicing Tai Chi with slow, graceful movements. They start their day with mindfulness and calm. It's not just exercise, it's a way to connect with nature and find inner peace. Now there comes square dancing, the ultimate social activity. Square dancing is a must for many retirees. In the evenings, parks and squares come alive with music and synchronized dance moves. It's a fun way to stay active, make friends, and show off some serious dance skills. That's interesting. Also, we can see seniors gathered around the stone tables playing Chinese chess or cards. It's a mix of strategy, laughter, and friendly competition. Okay, do you like child? Because most family in China, the young people go to work and the people retired, they often include taking care of grandchildren. The retired seniors find joy in being involved in their grandkids' lives. In China, many retired seniors also take on the role of caregivers, supporting their adult children and spouses. The wisdom and experience make them the backbone of the family. So the retirement in China is about staying active, building connections, and find joy in little things. If you ever visit China, don't miss a chance to join a Tai Chi session and watch a lively square dance. Welcome!
I am really curious, what's retirement life like for ordinary people in your country? In China, older people living in cities generally seem to have a pretty high level of happiness. At least that's what we younger people think. We often call them energetic seniors because they stay so active, and by comparison, young people face much more pressure. Yesterday, I went to a shopping mall and casually took a few pictures of seniors. And they looked like they were in great shape and really enjoying themselves.
Back in the U.S., old people just sit on the couch and watch shitty sitcoms. But out here, they stay active. You got the dance troupe behind me. Usually there's like 6 or 7 of those, all dancing to different types of music. And then you got these equipments that really just get the blood flowing, the circulation pumping. This does wonders for your cardiovascular and your pulmonary system. Stretch you out, build muscle mass. Get on this baby every morning. Come and tell me if you tear an ACL. You can feel that one in your plums. I need to get my reps in.
Have you guys ever seen so many elderly people get around, like 3 p.m. in the afternoon in a public park? Guess what are they doing? They're playing Chinese chess and poker. Today I want to talk about why elderly people in China are living like so chill. So here in China, people will get retired at a certain age, 60 years old for male and 50 to 55 years old for female. And when people get retirement, they can get retirement pension every month. The amount of pension is determined by the base of endowment insurance were paid during their working time. So as I know, in my condition, the elderly people around me, including my parents-in-law, my relatives, or the people that I know, the lowest retirement pension is above 2,800 RMB every month, and the highest would be above 10,000 RMB. People with low retirement pension were always workers in the factory, and the high pension always were the public servants or the doctors, military personnel, people serve for the government or the schools. Anyway, as you know, the cost of living in China, since you've been here for like months in Xiaohongshu, even with low retirement pension, it also can support a person's basic life, because most of them have their own apartment or the house, no matter it would be old or new, small or large. At least they do not have to pay for the rent or the property loan. That means all they need to pay for life is grocery, electricity, water, phone bills, and transportation without considering the factor of illness. That would be under 1,000 RMB for one person if you eat homemade food and take public transportation. And speaking of transportation, the car is not necessary, because in most of cities we have 15 minutes community. You can get almost everything for your life just by walking or e-bikes. That's why you can always see e-bikes on the city road. And as I know, it's like the people over 60 years old can take bus for free, at least in my city. So you guys know that as long as the elderly people have no housing pressure, they can live a relaxing life here in China. So this is why you can always see elderly people get around in the public park, dancing in the playground, go out for tourists, and household their grandchildren, because they do have spare time and get money every month. And this is also the reason that many young couples choose to live together with their parents or nearby. Of course, you can see there are elderly people working as a cleaner for street cleaning or the security guard at a parking lot, but they're still young. They're only 60. Obviously, they can keep working, and who will not like more money? Okay.
What is the life of retired farmers? In Shanghai, take a look at my parents. Every day, they just bask in the sun, do housework, do handicrafts, and grow vegetables. When tomb sweeping day comes, they make green rice balls with mugwort by themselves. When they want to eat wontons, they make them by themselves. They are more assured, cleaner, and healthier than the ones bought outside. They are very happy living in the countryside of Shanghai.
What do Chinese elderly people do on their weekend?
This is so amazing. I just randomly passed by a park and I saw many senior people here singing and playing musical instruments.
Hey, guys, I'm Henry, your Chinese friend. Today, I'm going to show you the games that retired Chinese seniors play. Look, they're playing poker. I'm in a small leisure area in the city now. There are a great many elderly people gathered here, and they are playing poker with full enthusiasm. This place is really cool, so there is a large crowd. The seniors brought their own small stools and tables. It feels like a joyful party exclusive to the elderly, haha. Besides, those who win in the poker game can get a small reward, which is about 1 yuan each time. What do retired seniors in your city usually play during their leisure time?
大家好. Hello, Xiaohongshu. You guys really loved learning about the American credit score system, and you had some questions about our retirement. So I'm going to do my best to explain how retirement works in America. I have clearly not retired yet, so I have not experienced any of this firsthand. So it's probably going to be very vague. You're probably going to have a lot of questions. They're probably going to be great questions, and they're probably questions that I honestly don't know the answer to, because I am 25 and have like 40 years until I retire. The retirement age in America is 65 years old. We spend our entire career paying Social Security taxes that come out of our paycheck. And Social Security is what elders receive once they have hit retirement. So you can take out Social Security before you hit 65, but it's going to be a lower monthly payment than it was before. And you can also wait until after you're 65 and then you'll get a higher monthly payment. It just depends on, how long you wait or how early you retire. But the average retirement age is 65, and then you qualify for Social Security, which is basically like a government pension fund, I guess is the best way I could explain it. I am looking at the average Social Security check for January of 2025 right now, and it was $1,976. So on average, that is how much somebody who is retired is getting per month. To put that into perspective, my rent for my one-bedroom apartment is about $1,800 a month. As well as Social Security, retired people qualify for Medicare, which is government-provided health insurance. And while it is government health insurance, there are still a number of things that are not financially covered by this insurance. For example, I know that my grandmother is still paying out of pocket for many of her prescriptions. And some people really struggle with this cost, and it has been a criticism here for a long time. So that's like the government part of it. The reason why the monthly payments are what I would consider to be pretty low is because in America, you are supposed to already have a retirement savings account that you've been contributing to while you are working your entire career. A lot of people don't actually start contributing to those accounts until they get some kind of corporate job, large corporate job. So if they are any kind of like non-standard job, it becomes a lot less common. So those things are called a 401k and a Roth IRA. And they are basically savings accounts that you send a percentage of your paycheck to. So I think I honestly forgot how much I send. I think I send 15% of my paycheck to retirement. I should probably double check that. I should probably know that off top. So you send it to this savings account and it gets invested into American stocks, into like stock funds throughout America, and then you get a return. So you're like getting interest on that savings account over time. And so the expectation is that you are supposed to be saving up money your entire life to retire. The government will help you a little bit. They'll give you health insurance, but it really stops there when it comes to retirement here in America. Once you hit 65, you're able to access those savings accounts, and the savings accounts are subsidized in a way of that they are not taxed. So that 15% out of my paycheck that goes straight to retirement doesn't get taxed. I just send that money straight to the retirement account. But if I were to retire early, retire before the age of 65, and then want to access that account, or if I decide that I don't need a retirement account anymore and I would rather just access that money now, there is a very, very large taxation and fine for taking out that money early. The expectation is that you keep that money in the account until you retire so it can continue to get money for you. Pension funds used to be common here, which was like the company would set up a fund for you and basically contribute to your retirement for you, and then you would have that fund when you retired. But I don't know any living soul with a pension fund. I don't know any corporation that still has a pension fund now. Those got phased out many, many years ago, before I was born, surely. I don't know much about that. I just know that used to be the way it was done, and it seems like that was probably a better system than the employee giving their own money, but I digress. Many retired people choose to continue working. For example, my grandfather still works a part-time job on top of being retired and receiving Social Security and all of that. He is a workaholic, so I'm not so sure how much of that is monetarily required versus he just loves to work, but it is what it is. Many people are required to work on top of receiving Social Security, because once you hit 70, you're required to receive Social Security. I don't think you can like push it off any longer. I think. Again, I have never had to retire, so I'm sure this is very vague and you have lots of questions that I am not going to answer, but that is the general overview of retirement in America.
Elderly robots are going viral in China. At Peking University school-wide sports competition, students from the AI department joined the opening ceremony with their latest invention. A netizen joked, "I watched this video for a long time and didn't dare to laugh because I thought it was a physically disabled but mentally strong international student from Africa." Someone wrote, "The college student holding its hand looks very much like me, holding my grandma back when she's arguing with the neighbor." A netizen joked, "This is college grads' new employment opportunity. 2 caretakers for each grandma robot." The robot did a dance performance and netizens joked, "Can someone please give the child a pair of wide leg pants?" Someone replied, "This isn't a problem of wide leg, but rather a wide crotch." In a tech conference, a robot's foot got stuck on the carpet. A netizen teased, "Grandma's Chelsea boot punched a big hole on the floor." Someone joked, "You can buy one if your home is missing an old person." A netizen teased, "Why didn't they make something younger? This looks like it's 80. Someone said, "As if our country's aging population isn't already a serious problem." Someone asked, "If this thing goes on the market, when humans retire, they still have to take care of robots. Is the purpose of inventing robots to test human patience? A robot with only 2 legs isn't much smarter." Another joked, "If your house isn't messy, you can buy one to add more mess." Someone asked, "Are you the AI that's going to replace me?" Another joked, "The robot must be thinking, humans are evil. When I fall, why didn't they catch me?" Another said, "If your parents push you to have kids, wrap this up and send it to their house."
Exercising elders are going viral in China. Visit any Chinese public park in the mornings, and you'll find elders working out, and some of them are truly built different, like these grandpas practicing iron head kung fu and doing flips on the bars, and this grandma exercising her hips. I don't know what's crazier, the uncle running backwards, or the grandpas scampering up and down the stairs. Some elderly parkgoers like to use cement blocks to weight train. Some like to create human Ferris wheels, and others like to climb up poles. Netizens commented, "So these are the people you expect me to give up my bus seat for? Please, they could beat me in a fight any day." Someone explained why this grandpa has more abs than me. We develop an iron body. Some grandpas will also purposefully smack themselves against things to feel the impact. People say, "I feel bad for the tree, and those pillars too." If the aliens saw this, they'd be horrified that we've evolved past the laws of gravity. Some grandpas have gotten creative and started using each other as targets to practice their aim. One netizen commented, "Nowadays, if you don't have any special skills, you might feel ashamed to even enter your local park." Grandma models are going viral in China. The name of this group is Trendy Grannies, and its members are 65 years old on average. With their gorgeous appearances and confident struts, they've garnered over 3 million followers on Douyin. All the members began their modeling careers from scratch after retirement, and their hope is to challenge stereotypes of Chinese old ladies, aka 大妈, proving that age is just a number, and everyone has the right to be beautiful. Such elderly modeling troupes have become increasingly popular in China and can be seen practicing their walks in parks and other public places. There are now modeling competitions specifically for elderly contestants. Grandpas have started their own modeling groups too. Netizens commented, "If you look closely, you can see the grannies watching them in the background. Now I know why my grandma gets up so early to go to the park every day. These grandpas are cooler than the guys at my school."
I'm glad you watched to this extent. Thank you so much for supporting Comfort for Life. I must admit that I also fear getting old, especially getting old and broke at the same time. So the choice is yours. You either choose to enjoy life when you're young and then have the worst, should I say the worst retirement, and or working hard toward your retirement, or also working your whole life. I know there are other people who don't have choices, where life requires them to just work throughout because what they're getting isn't enough for them to have the best retirement. But you can check options out there. Yeah, the best retirement plan is the best decision you can ever make in your lifetime, because I come from a society where there's stigma around old people, and some are called witches, and they're being isolated, once they're old. But if you're old and you have money, everyone wants to be around you. And look at this, they're able to spend time with their grandchildren. Who wouldn't want this? And they're enjoying life, and they're also becoming models. What can't you do in this life? You should plan it well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you for being here. Like the video, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and I would be glad to read them and reply to them. You can as well support the channel through the thank button out there. I appreciate you.